Why do some people engage in habits, relationships, and endeavors that are guaranteed to destroy them? Hi, my name is Nuel Astonish, and it is my intent to inspire people around the world not just to live life, but to live life in full and fulfill destiny. Today I'd like to share with you on Parable of Destiny, the tragic Flaw. Are you familiar with the story of people who were brought low because of weaknesses? Example, Samson was a man of great valor, whose purpose on earth was to deliver his nation from the hands of the oppressor. But he was brought low because of Delilah. Or Adolf Hitler, the German dictator, a man of great influence, but who uses his influence to bring pain to many, and he had to commit suicide himself. Or the beautiful, talented, world-class musician Whitney Houston, who was found dead in her apartment for a few reasons, which include substance abuse. Now, I'm not judging anybody. I've not found anybody perfect yet. We all are work in progress. We need to give our best to improve those areas where we are missing the mark if we're going to fulfill destiny. Literature is divided into three classic forms: drama, poetry, and prose. Drama is divided into tragedy, comedy, tragic comedy, and melodrama. Tragedy is a drama or a literary work in which the main character or the protagonist is brought to ruin because of character flaw. The way you are living life today, your life now, when you're finally gone or in the peak of your life, when the story is written, it is called a biography or autobiography, depending on who wrote it. Will the story be an example for everybody to emulate, or a warning for others to avoid? Your Excellency, are there things you love to do, people you like to mingle with, associations you like to keep, food you like to eat that are guaranteed to destroy you? Please look into your life. If there are things like that, let's begin to work our way out of it. I remember the story of a very successful businessman I knew growing up. Let's call him Mr. Tola. Mr. Tola grew up in obscurity. He was raised in deprivation. Growing up in the village, there were little to no opportunities around him. One day, one of his uncles came from the city to the village for a function. He saw Tola, young Tola. Hey Tola, how are you? And he took a liking to him, and with his father's permission, he took Tola to the city. Tola learned his trade, and a few years down the line, he has proved himself to be an astute business associate. His uncle later on set him up in the same line of business, empowering him to stand on its own. He did well in business, and before you know it, referrals started pouring in. Before you know it, he was so successful. He married a beautiful lady. His generosity got him a chieftaincy title in the village. But Mr. Tola had a challenge, or should I say Chief Tola now, because he had become a chief. Chief Tola had a challenge: red meat. He loves red meat. Now, red meat is not totally bad. It has its own benefit. But we know that anything, no matter how good it is, that when taken to the extreme, becomes a bad thing. In fact, they say too much of good stuff is bad stuff. Mr. Tola sent his driver to buy a full cow, and they consume it within 2 months. He eats a bulk of it. His wife knows how to serve him well. Red meat, red wine, red meat, or any other type of wine, and that is what he enjoys anytime he's around. Later in life, started developing health issues. He was taken to hospital. They did check up on him, and they discovered that he had bulk of meat, undigested meat in his system. He had to go through a surgical procedure. Thank God this surgery was successful. And the specialist surgeon who took care of him told him to desist from eating too much of cow because his system cannot handle much of it anymore as he used to before. He promised, okay, I love my life, I will not eat meat anymore. But just like any addiction, you will have cravings. But when nobody's around and he's up by himself, he goes to the kitchen, eats some. Sometimes when some people are around, he begs his wife, please, just one. Like that. He kept eating meat. And he did another operation, then another operation. Eventually he lost control of his bowel movement. Long story short, this led to his death. This is a good man, a man with a bright future, but just what he loved to eat led to his death. Is what you love to eat also eating you? Are you conscious of those habits? People tell you, watch out for this habit you have that is not so good. Continuous improvement is really one of the keys to greatness. Let's not give excuses for our weaknesses, but let us keep looking for ways to increase and improve ourselves. There is greatness within you. Please do not settle for less. The whole world awaits your manifestation, and I believe that you will fulfill destiny.